Please be advised of the disclaimers.
Hey, welcome back to my channel everyone. This is Sai with Pinnacle Trading here. So today we're going to take a look at why I'm loading up and why I actually already started buying cruise lines and airline stock. So the first one's going to be AAL and the next one's going to be CCL. You can also buy other ones, but we'll get into it more in depth a little bit later. So right now, if you're new to the channel, I make a lot of trading, investing videos, also money management, financial markets, etc. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's jump into it. So recently we saw that actually over the weekend, we saw that Buffett sold his stakes in the airlines. I'm not sure about the cruise lines. I'm not sure if he's in that one, but at least for the airlines, which is very big, like Boeing, UAL, Delta, United Airlines, Southwest, etc., whatever position he had in the 4 largest US carriers, he cashed out of those because he didn't see this pandemic playing out well due to the coronavirus pandemic, and he didn't see it playing out well for the airline stocks itself. So being that they fell today about 7.7%, 6%, 5%, different one for these big four airline stocks, I thought it was a solid place to get in and load up on those positions. So if you want to watch that video, you can watch that on the news channel, or you can just look it up. You can look at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting video, but see what he bought and what he sold, etc. So I'm going to show you why I'm personally buying and why I already started buying. So first one, we'll go over the airlines and then we'll go over the cruise lines after. So first one for the airlines, I got AAL because if you look at this article, you can see that AAL was one of the bigger ones that fell. American Airlines fell 7.7%. So that's why I got that one, and I saw a better opportunity in that one. I was watching it last week. I saw it gap up. I'll go into the chart in just a minute, but I saw that as a better opportunity. So I got AAL today, pre-market, just about 15 minutes before markets open. That's Eastern time right here, 9:17 a.m. I alerted in the chat room the long-term investing alerts at 9.4 in the pre-market. So look at AAL. So I bought it right about here. As soon as I saw it coming up, bouncing off the major support 9.1. We'll go over that long-term chart later on, but I got it around here, 9:17, right in this area, about 9.4. So when I got it over there, what happened? It ran up in the day to about highs of 10.17, a little bit over $10. So from 9.4 to about 10.1, that's a nice solid move. That's about 80-90 cent move, about 70-80 cent move. So that's a nice big move. So if you had about maybe 1,000 shares, that's $1,700 profit right there, quick on the day. So it pretty much moved sideways and it went up. So last week I was looking to pick this up. I'll go over the chart. So look at this nice big run up. It ran up from about 10.2 all the way to about 13.5. I was looking to get in on this run up. I hesitated a little bit, and what happened? It kept going. I didn't want to chase. I thought it could go up more, and then the news came out over the weekend. People like to sell before weekend. It came back down. But we want to go over the overall chart. So you can look at this on the 3 years, or maybe let's take a look at the 3-year chart. So 3-year chart. So we see that fell all the way from about December 18, $59, kept going all the way down to about 30. And then once we hit into that recession or the market correction, as soon as the pandemic started hitting a lot harder, that's where we saw it drop from about $30 all the way down below $10. So I'll go over the main support resistance levels. Let's look at the 20-year chart on this one, or let's look at the max chart on this one. So actually the 20-year chart would be better. So we can see that back right now, December 18, that was the high is about 59.08. So we can see that when this initially came out, about 2014, started around the $23, went all the way up to 59.08, crashed back down to 10 or so. So for it to come back up to the $10 to about 59.60, that's about 6 times return. So if we're entering at $10 and it goes up to 60, that's about 580 to 600% return on investment. So that's a huge upside potential. I see a lot more upside than the downside. That's why I started buying this. Looking at the exact support resistance levels. We have support right here at the 9.09, which is the lowest on this previous candle. And right now we have big resistance all the way up at this 13.5 and then 15, and then we're gonna have resistance at 20. But even then, even if you get to about 13 to 14, that's about a 40% return. So anywhere above this $10 and you go above, you know, each dollar is going to be about 10% return. So I see a huge upside potential on these ones. At least when you look at the yearly chart, when you look at the 9.09 support, we have resistance at 15.2, 18.98. So that's why I say resistance around the 14 to 15 and then up at that 20 level. But even that, you see about 10% potential for each dollar run. So I see this easily running back up later on, but this is going to be more of a gap fill play. What I mean by that is capitalizing on the quick moves. So like we had today, where I alerted it at that 9.4 pre-market and it ran up all the way to about 10.12. That was a nice solid return. So that's what I'm looking for as well. So right now in the aftermarket, it is up over that $10, and I'm looking for this to run to about 12 to 13 or so within the next couple of weeks. If things get better and we see stuff reopening, I think these can get better. But I'm just looking for capitalize on the quick gains on this one and looking for a run up in the long term. So that's why it's in the long term alert. I did take some profits just to be safe today, but I'm looking for more of a run up. So next, let's go into cruise lines. So with the airlines, you can buy American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta, whatever it is you like. They're all pretty much similar chart. Look at their money, look at their dividends, look at their income, etc., and just pick out maybe a couple of them. You can also spread out your risk management, spread out your money into all four the major ones, or you can just buy one or two. That's totally up to you. I can't tell you what to do, but that's just my suggestion. So I had a lot better return with CCL today. So I alerted pre-market today 12.76, and I took profits at about 14.5. So I sold half at 14.5. So that was a huge run up. So in the pre-market, I picked them up. I picked up airlines and I picked up cruise lines. So I got this about right below 13, 12.76, and I sold at the highs right about 14.4, 14.5. I saw this resistance right here. I knew it was going to come back, test that support, come back up again. So that's why I waited a little bit into the afternoon to take profits at around 14.5. So 12.76 all the way up to 14.5. Huge profits on that one. So that's why I covered half. AAL, I took a little bit, but not too much because I see more of a run up coming up later on. So let's break this down in the overall 1 year chart. So you see that this fell from all the way from about 50s, a little bit over 50s, all the way down to 7.8. So when you look at this chart, we have about 400 or 500% return ROI possibility, potential as well. It doesn't mean that, it has to go back up there. It's just something that it can do. But even if we get about 100% return, that is a solid, we're doubling our investment. So let's look at maybe the 20-year chart on this one. And we see that this fell all the way from 72.7 to all the way down below $10, about 7.8. When we look at this back in 2008 recession, this fell from about 49.50 all the way down to about low 10s, about 16, 17. This time it fell a little bit more. So you see this highlighted section right there. This time it fell a lot more. It was a lot of bigger hit because that was mostly during the financial recession, etc., where this was more pandemic, which nobody can really expect. So it was a lot bigger scare, if that makes sense. So in a shorter time period, we see a huge drop versus then it was a drastic drop, but it was spread out thin overall over time, about a year, a little bit more. But that's why I see possibility for this to gap up easily back to that 20-30 area within the next 1-2 years, rather than waiting for 10-20 years for this to come back up to 20-30. I see it jumping back up a lot more quicker, just like we did today. So when you see this come back up in 2008, 2009, people thought that was the worst recession so far. But no, again, same thing right now. We're in recession, technically market correction, but things can always bounce back, and they did then. So that's what I'm looking for again. So you see it bounce back all the way from that low 10s all the way back up to that 45 to 47. So look at that huge. So we're in this bottom area right now. Same thing on this one. It can go back down, maybe $10, test, jump back up again, but just needs patience. But look at the gap fill, look at the nice run up it had when markets recovered after. That's what I'm looking for as well. So when we pull up the Fibonacci chart, we have resistance all the way up at 20. So I'm looking for a gap fill to 20 and then 25. So not shooting for the stars on this one, just looking for a quick gap fill. So I'm actually happy with what we got today because we got a nice run from 12.76 pre-market all the way up to 14.5. So imagine what 1,000 shares can do. That's $1 to $2 grand profit right over there. Even if you play like 100 shares, that's a couple $100 right there on the day within just a few hours. So that's something I'm looking for on these on the long term. Of course, I'm taking some profits short term here and there, but I'm looking to hold these for long term. I think couple years, decades down the road, things will come back up again. And cruise lines, airlines, they're not going anywhere. They're big industries. They'll definitely come back. So I just want to share that with you. So I bought AAL and CCL. I'm looking for those for long term. But the other ones that I mentioned earlier with the airlines, at least like Delta, United, Southwest, American, which are ones, major ones you want to buy from these four. You can read this article and go through. This is what the article is called. You can just Google that. It came out now about 4 hours ago today. So you can just Google that and read that article, see which ones you like. There's many out there, but these are the two that I'm following. So if you want to follow these, if you want to be part of the chat room, you can join the chat room for free. I throw out all these alerts for free in the description. They'll be in the description below in the video, or you can head over to pinnacletrading.us and you can join the chat room right there, clicking on that button, and that will take you to the chat room itself to join. And if you're interested in on how I take these picks, how I find these stocks, etc., I also have a course where I teach you everything from trading to investing, from basics to advanced strategies. So if you're interested in that, and if you're looking to get into stock market education, trading, etc., this course is for you. And right now it's on 25% off. So make sure to grab that by the end of the week. So again, hope this video helps you out. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor in any way. These are just my recommendations, my strategies, my support resistance levels that I'm looking on the chart, and just things that I'm identifying and playing out. So if these help you out, make sure to hit that like button, share the video, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. And hope this video helps you out, make a decision, or pushes you some sort of way on whether you want to trade cruise and airline stocks or if you want to stay out of them. So let me know what you think in the comments, which one you're buying, or are you staying out, or are you just watching them right now just play out, see how markets play out. All right, take care. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.